of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 3, discussion and possible approval of minutes from the August 3rd, 2026 Commissioners meetings.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Yes.
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 Item 4, discussion and possible approval of minutes from the August 5th, 2026 Special Commissioners meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Yes.
Abstain.
Carrie.
Yes.
Item 5, discussion and possible approval of payment of purchase orders that were denied in the previous meeting.
Okay.
No action. Item 6, review purchase orders generated by the Grady County governing bodies during the current and previous months or authorize or deny payments of such purchase orders.
Okay, total senior citizens, PO should have been opened before June 1st. There's amount of $3,444.82. And it was for,
Payroll.
payroll. Y'all wanna look at these?
I think this is the usual right after the is payroll.
Okay.
Sheriff's Office, huh?
That's just,
It's not-
partial-
Or maybe
that's
a
just a
partial.
partial payment.
We said they didn't have the wrong ones.
It's in the wrong.
Say, I didn't get
We need to sign these though.
You had me nervous there. You gotta get an email.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and be reading these. General government, blanket PO exceeded. There's a note with it, we were unsure of what this would cost, so we estimated an amount. It was obviously not enough.
It is, that's to make the website and document access on the website ADA compliant.
We weren't sure how much it was gonna be since this was our first full year paying it, so I was just blind guessing and underguessed. I guess we'll go.
So you did it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
There's another one too.
Whoa, okay. There we go.
I feel good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. You don't know how much better that makes us. Okay.
You're gonna step up your game.
I'm gonna have to sign. Or is that sign?
Oh, we don't put them just right here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right, general government, blanket PO exceeded. Due to excess travel to work at District 1, the PO exceeded. The blanket for August is for $2,000. Okay, forgive you again. Emergency management exceeded.
Yeah, they brought 2 bottles of water instead of one.
$1.65.
No, they bring us one of those big jugs, and he was overzealous and thought it was really hot out for us, so He hooked us up with an extra bottle, I guess.
The 6A senior citizens, exceeded the blanket PO, $301.82. And there's a letter as to what happened. And Tuttle senior citizens, blanket PO exceeded by $546.79, and that was for payroll. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll say
Zach,
yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna flip flop an agenda item here. New business, in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, Title 25, Oklahoma Statutes 311A.9, new business is defined as any matter not known about or which could have not been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda. I flip flopped those because I had something that I wanted to say and there wasn't really a spot to fit it. And it's concerning the data centers. And popular, the contrary, what everybody thinks is that we knew that it was coming. We did not. We found out at the same time everybody else found out. We didn't sign an NDA. There was nothing, the commissioners had no involvement, no notification that this was coming. We're in the same boat everybody else is in, and we're trying to figure out exactly our next route and how to deal with it. My new residence is within 6 miles, so it affects me just like it affects everybody else. So I just want to put that out there that we had no, I know I've seen the Facebook post that we knew that it was coming, we signed NDAs, and that none of that's true. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because they're really, when we get into the public comments, we can't respond to your public comments because it's not an agenda item. I kind of bent this a little bit so that I could say what I had to say about the data centers before y'all start.
Can I ask a question or I gotta wait?
There's really not, we really can't respond to anything. If you wanna ask questions, you're gonna have to wait till after the meeting. So, is there any other new business?
Is that where we get to talk about it?
You have a public comment section.
Okay.
So I flip-flopped the agenda items.
Okay, so I need to wait for the public.
You're
we're there?
right up next.
Okay.
So, item 7, public comments. Comments from the public will be limited to 2 minutes. Time may be extended in the direction of the board. Kim Porter.
Okay. I'm here about the data center. You know, we're supposed to be steward of our lands, and that's what we are. And I know some people are saying that if they were offered that money, that they would sell, and that they've gotta go someplace. I agree with all that. Everybody has a right to sell. But the people around Amber, where I know and who I know, that's our legacy. We have 2 generations living on my land. I've reduced my fossil fuel dependency by 75% because I want something there for my kids. And 70% of ag kids return home. And just like church, if a community don't have kids, it's not gonna survive. We need those kids coming back. We need them coming back to a clean environment and a safe environment. This data center is in the middle of ag. It is 1 mile to 1.5 miles from school. We know they put off chemicals. We know the noise. We know the pollution. The documented water use is higher than they expected. The drain on the grid, or the electrical grid, is still higher than expected, and I know that this is supposed to be self-sustaining. You're talking about how many generators are in 24? You're talking about a gas plant that already puts off emissions. You got a gas plant south of Amber, so let's just put some more emissions in our air. Loop system does use a lot of water. They flush. Depending on how corrosive the water is, they can flush up to 2 times a month. That means the entire system is dumped out. And where does their wastewater go when they've reached their capacity at their waste treatment system? The light from the data center. We don't ever think about our habitat. We're in a migration of birds going south. I don't know about any of you, I haven't heard of Bob White in 5 years. I heard one this year, and now he's gone, or it, I don't know which one makes the noise. These are the things my kids wanna come back to. They wanna come back to clean water. They wanna come back to where they can see the stars like they did when they were a kid. They wanna come back to a safe environment and come back to a community that the elected officials protect. We don't feel protected. We don't feel protected by our government. We don't feel protected by our senators. This comes down to you guys. You can make the difference by putting a moratorium on this to see what the environmental effect is on our community, on our water, our land, the noise, the vibration that it's gonna have effect on old pipelines and water lines. I know there's a house that's probably a half a mile away. It is a proven fact that the vibration from these data centers affect the old water lines and pipelines. It is a constant vibration that they were designed, the pipelines aren't designed to take. I wanna have a legacy for my kids. We bought this land when we were in our 30s. We worked hard. And I'm not gonna let somebody just take it away from us. Especially people we trusted to look out for us. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Andy. Grant Turner.
I have no doubt you guys were blindsided by this. My dad and I both turned it down last October. When we seen them doing the elevation studies on Shook's Place in June, we knew what was going on. We should have spoke up then. I approached the gas company because they need to run line across me, and I said something to them then. So I've been told you are supposed to meet with them and Lonnie and Dick after this meeting. I mean, you guys are gonna have to stand up. I've been told that they're concerned about the section line being opened up. Tell them you're gonna open the section line up, hold them up. I mean, I've got a list on my phone, this is just the beginning. There's a list, I got a list on my phone, they've got a proposed data center in every town in this county. This company, what we've researched, every data center they have is in an industrial park, except this one, and they're building one in Abernathy, Texas right now. It's only 312 acres, and they bought 811 here. I don't wanna cause drama, I just want to farm our cattle and protect our way of life. We've got land that borders it. We make our living off of cattle. That's about all I got to say.
Thank you, Grant.
Can I just put a PSN on mine?
Yep.
Loop systems create a humidity. The humidity is released into the environment. It contains chemicals. It contains bacteria. This humidity lands on grass, ponds, cattle, people. This is a drug-resistant bacteria. Studies are from the accident at Cheyenne, Wyoming, where they contaminated their entire treatment plant. This is how they're finding out about the humidity that's being released from these loop cooling systems. There is still danger with chemical being released.
Mark Strayland?
Striking.
Straykin.
I just bought some ground out here 2 years ago, over 600 acres. Paid a lot of money for it. And right now, every bit of that is in deeds to my kids and my grandkids. I don't own it, I'm just a caretaker of it. That's what my mom and dad wanted before I died. We farmed all of our life southwest Oklahoma City. I moved cattle out here. That's where I'm making my roots. I've got a problem, and I'm gonna give you a little scenario you need to listen to because my dad went through this about my age. Mustang Water come out there in the southwest Oklahoma City because Mustang didn't have water. And my dad went to court, several farmers and everything. And they're in the Garvington-Wellington water area, pretty good piece underneath there. And within 3 months, after they Mustang started drilling their wells, the well water dropped almost 6 foot. So we went back to court and they made them pay to drop the wells, everybody's wells. And it has dropped several more times since then. If this happens out here and they drill these wells, I can tell you one thing, you ain't gonna have no water. People living around there, you won't have no well water. You're done. It'll be a desert because of the water that they're using. And right now, our ponds are running dry, and I'm drilling wells out there right now for the cattle. So, you know, I don't know the answer to it. I know progress is good. I worked for OG&E for 34 years. 20 of it was a coordinator with housing development. Progress is good, but this is not good, people. You need to look at it. I'm also on the south part of the Oklahoma City where the turnpike's going through. And we had that all shut down until the third vote for the commissioners, and then they voted yes. And I guarantee, I challenge each and every one of you commissioners to go out there and see the waste that OTA is doing out there. It is scary. And it's our tax dollars, your tax dollars and everybody's. But I'm just saying, I moved out here for the grandkids. I want them to have a place, and I shopped a lot of years to get this, because my folks was good. My dad died 4 years ago. And most of that's their money, inheritance money that we farmed. We plowed the ground. You can't give this water away, you don't get it back. You don't get it back. And once you start dropping your wells, it gets really scary. And once it dries up out there, you're gonna affect part of Blanchard, they're gonna affect part of Minko, they're gonna affect part of Tuttle, and they're gonna affect Newcastle too. And Newcastle right now is struggling. I know for a fact Oklahoma City's supplying Newcastle right now. So I challenge each and every one of you, before you make a vote, you can stop this. You can stop it in its tracks. You got the power. And the environmental, I'm not even gonna go into that. I used to do environmental at OG&E when transformers blew and went on the ground. I had environmentalists everywhere with me all the time. You need to do your homework, because it's not the place for this to be. If Oklahoma City shuts it down, Mustang shuts it down, and they're big boys out there that can handle the water, we certainly can't handle the water out here. And my deal of it is, if they want to drill a well, let them go drill a well 20 miles away, and that'll put them back over in that area, and let the people start seeing this. It's gonna get rough, guys, and you're gonna lose your homes if you're anywhere near there, because you ain't gonna have no water. That's why Oklahoma City shut them down. I know some people still in the public eye up there, and that's why they shut them down. They don't have the water. And if they ain't got the water, we sure ain't got the water out here.
This company, when all this broke, they started emailing the town of Amber, needing to tie into rural water for 80,000 gallons of water a day. Well, when I reached out to Senator Paxton, Tyler Norville called me, they said, well, they're not gonna use any water, they're gonna haul it all in. I said, well, why are they emailing the town needing this water? Both of them tell me, well, they didn't tell us that. You can look at the Northwest, and it's on my phone, I have to research it. There was a data center company that went in, they said they would never take water out of the Colorado River. Once they got up and built, the data center was built, they go back and they sue the town, and they're trying to get, I think it was 24 million gallons of water a year out of the Colorado. Excuse me, 240 million gallons.
That's the only thing I have in concern. I'm not gonna get in your environmental deal. Y'all need to do your environmental studies, because it's astronomical. But the last thing I'm gonna say, we have a constitution in the United States, and that's to protect our American citizens. And if you come over from overseas and you're an American citizen, we open your arms up, every bit of it. But I challenge you to dig deep, find out where all this money's coming from.
Go ahead.
I did my digging deep, and it sure in heck ain't United States. It might be United States dollars, but it ain't coming from here, and that ain't right. That ain't right. We got to start straightening up the United States, folks. This is getting bad, real bad, and I'm gonna feel sorry for all the law enforcement people here, because it's gonna get really bad. So I just ask that y'all look at this situation. They need to move somewhere else. But I'm scared of the water. You're gonna lose the town of Amber and Amber Pocasset for sure. on the water deal. And you're gonna affect all the surrounding cities, and everybody's worried about it. They could have packed this place plumb full. I've had 200 phone calls, and I said, I'll just speak my piece on the water, I won't go to the environmental. And I thank you for hearing me, appreciate it.
You bet.
Can we go back to new business?
We can.
I do wanna let you all know that we have forwarded this on to our legal counsel. But you have to understand that we don't have, our legal counsel probably doesn't have an environmental lawyer. They probably don't have a data center lawyer. We have forwarded on to see what we can and can't do. But I also want you to understand that the President of the United States is all for data centers. So anybody that's in office is worried about the wrath. You know, if he says, I'm gonna support you, so it's bigger than just Grady County. And we don't make laws, the state, the senators do, the representatives, federal government makes laws. We do permitting, but we did send it on to the district attorney's office, or I did, to see what we can and cannot do. I don't know if you can do anything after they've already bought it, but I do want you to know, Grant, when you called me Friday morning, yeah, there were rumblings. People had thought they heard something, but until you called me Friday morning to tell me it sold, I had no idea. The best transmission, those people come to us after the land's sold. We don't watch everybody's land property sales. You know, you can sell to whoever you want to. We don't watch that. But I also want you to know, if there's regulations that go in, we can't discriminate against business,
Yes, you
people, and ag land.
Yes, you can. You can amend the ordinance.
Well,
You know I know that.
you may know that, but the attorney, but the DA's office is saying there's things that if we put into place certain things, it's everybody. It's not just one.
Well, I don't think you
person.
have to worry about Grant's cows going over the noise level. Or
Right,
having too
right,
much lot.
right.
There's a place for these things, and it's industrial. You can stop it. They have not started the process of construction. A moratorium is how to slow it.
Down.
So a moratorium needs to be placed.
Okay, we have, like I said, we have forwarded it on to the DA to see what we can and cannot do.
And how, were they given a timeline to respond to what actions could be done?
The DA? No,
So they could go 6 months and let them go ahead and break ground and start.
I can't answer for the DA's office. I just, as a commissioner, I have to forward it on to the legal counsel that we have in the county, and I have forwarded it on to the DA.
And your head district attorney is Jason Hicks for Grady County.
Okay, I got a question. And I'm not gonna say that any one of you are right or wrong. But when I dealt with the OTA over here, going through my property over there, all the county commissioners we met with at the very first, when we knew the road was gonna go through, they were against it. It was on the news. If you remember, they shut it down. All the county commissioners on the first vote said no. They had it shut down. And Rusty Grissom is our county commissioner over there. And so we went to him the second vote, they voted it down again. So it was pretty well almost sunk, because I know for a fact that bridge didn't need to go in, because I sat in a meeting at the Capitol at Tecumseh where the road was only gonna be 700 foot across the river. Why are we building 1.5 miles of bridge? So when we went back to them the third time, they went back for a vote third time, all of them voted yes. I went to Grissom and asked him why he voted yes. He wouldn't answer me. I said, it's because it's politics, ain't it? You didn't care about none of us. But I told him, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna sponsor the biggest people there is, and you're not gonna have your office next time. I said, I'm not threatening you, because something went on here, Grissom, you're not telling us about. Because they rent good farm ground out there. And then let me tell you what they did. Y'all need to go see this. I got 100 acres of alfalfa laying down on the ground. Going to Courthouse people in Kentucky. They wasn't watering the roads as they hauling the dirt in. Completely silted that alfalfa with sand. No good. Only thing I can feed it to is cattle right now. That's it. Am I in court with them? You better believe I'm in court with them, but you know what? I found out it don't do no good, because the two judges that I'm gonna go see have never went against OTA. Now, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the truth, because I've got a lawyer that was gonna be a judge, and he backed out because he can make more money as a lawyer. He said, Mark, you're just spinning your wheels. But politics is a big deal, but folks, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about each and every one of you on your water situation.
I'm on Rural Water District 6.
Yeah.
I live out north of Chicago.
I hope you
I'm very
really
concerned
give
about
that
the
some
water.
big consideration, because we ain't gonna have water much longer, boys. It's gonna be gone.
Alright, we're not gonna get anywhere here, so item
Okay.
9, discussion and possible approval of an easement and right of way between Grady County and PSO for fiber located at the Grady County Fairgrounds. Andy?
What PSO's wanting to do is they're wanting to set up a fairgrounds on the east side of the state, a fairgrounds on the west side of the state as a command center in case there's an outage, tornado, ice, any kind of power outage. And what they want is they want to bring their own fiber in to where whenever that happens, they bring it and they patch right into their fiber, they're not patching into our fiber. And this is just an easement to do that. Our board approved it, but we felt like it was your final approval, kind of the way our trust is set up. We're structure above ground and you guys are the dirt, so being our beneficiaries, and that's the way our indenture is written. So that's why this is here. It's simply an easement for fiber.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
Zach,
Yes.
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Item 10, discussion and possible approval of temporarily renting a chiller for the courthouse from Oklahoma Chillers.
So, I got some numbers last week, and there's another guy coming tomorrow. We're gonna have to have 3 bids on it. The guy coming tomorrow's on what are they on?
Oh, they're on Omnia,
Thank you.
so we wouldn't have to bid anything.
And they sent me a price list for the people that are coming tomorrow, and these numbers I've got last week from Oklahoma Chiller would be worst case scenario numbers. Right out of the gate, for the first month, it would be $25,359.
And that would require a sealed bids.
And then, after that initial payment, the monthly rent on just the chiller is $11,735. The numbers I got that for the guy coming tomorrow are a little less, so it may be in the $20,000 range, but I don't know.
And the reason Mike and I brought this forward is because we met with CMS Willowbrook last week, talking about the renovation of the courthouse, and we had no idea that if the chiller went down, that you could rent a chiller, and they told us this, so we're just bringing this before the board for possible approval if we would have to have one, if, say, that thing went down, and they've got jury coming up, I think the 14th or the 17th in jury docket. We just wanted to bring it forward and discuss it in case it was needed.
Right now, everything's working. Vicky showed me the little tricks that she's been using to keep it going while she's gone. And we've not had any, knock on wood, we've not had any issues, but this is if we need to. That way, if it goes down on a Friday, we don't, or the middle of the week, we don't have to wait till the following Monday to get everything okayed, and then another week for them to get here. We already got the okay, and we can just say go.
I couldn't find Oklahoma Chiller on any sort of purchasing cooperative, state contract, anything like that.
That Omni is.
Omnia is a purchasing cooperative that we're a part of. And then there's another company that is on state contract, but they're still, I think, a little more than.
The Omnia is a little cheaper per month, but I don't have the numbers for the install and the de-install, so.
I make a motion that we approve this. If the chillers were to go out, we would have to air condition the courthouse for the jurors.
I'll second it.
Zach,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Item 11, discussion and possible action on creating a sub-department account 0420 Sheriff Ice and setting the requisition officer as Gary Bogus, Sarah Martin, and Corey Brewer, and the receiving officers as Thomas Shepard and Christopher.
I have a couple questions. I stay up with the OSU, program that tells us what we have to do, how we have to code things. And, the agreements are a county by county basis, but there's supposed to be some kind of agreement that is initiated by the sheriff with approval by the board of the county commissioners. I have not seen that agreement. I don't know that it's gone through the county commissioners. If we have one, we need to approve it and see it, and I think before we can approve these, discuss these accounts or open these accounts, we need to see that memorandum of agreement.
I thought we sent it through the board already.
The first I heard about any ICE money was the day that we had a budget meeting and you
It's
said.
the
we
two
couldn't do it.
87G program's what this is through the
No, I-
federal government.
I gave that to Keely.
Yeah, I thought we already brought it through the board. It's only for commercial vehicles for my size and weights guys, but I could have swore we brought it to the board. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, I have not.
I have the contract and the agreement and everything, but I swore we brought it to the board.
I have not seen one. I don't know that we've approved one.
Well, I'll have Keely put it on the agenda for next week, cause she's got it all.
Yeah.
She's got the contract and she's got where they sent back and sent the other reply as far as what it could be used for.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what we need to know is what it can and cannot be used for.
yeah.
Okay, I'll get with Keely.
Yeah, we have all of that, and like I
Okay.
said, this is for commercial motor vehicles, none of the rest of my agencies doing the 287 ICE program. Statistically, in the United States, your commercial motor vehicles cause more crashes with unapproved drivers from out of country, illegals, and that's why we're on this program.
Okay.
And like I said, so far to date, we've arrested 5,
I think it's 7.
7, so 7 to date that were, undocumented illegals here driving semis. And especially out of this crane yard where they're driving oversized weights and stuff, loads, that will kill several people. So once we arrest them, we have to take them to one of their holding facilities, cause we're not a holding facility for ICE here. So, and we get money for that, so. But yeah, I could have swore that it came in front of the board already, but it will.
If
It'll
it
be here
did,
next
I
week,
don't
I promise
remember
you.
it. I don't remember looking at it and
Well, it's a contract about that thick, so
Yeah.
y'all will get a copy of it this week and make sure of that.
It's familiar, but I don't remember it either.
Yeah,
that,
okay.
like I said, I remember you talking about it in budget, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
So we want to table item 11 till we get back to
we don't have to
We'll probably
table.
have to table 11, 12, and 13.
11,
Yeah.
12, and 13, okay. So I'll make a motion to table item 11.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Item 12, discussion cost approval of creating a special project accounts 2401 ICE M&O and 4201 ICE capital outlay. Make a motion to table?
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Item 13, discussion and possible approval of creating the following accounts: 1226-2-040-2401 Sheriff Service ICE M&O and 1226-2-0420 -4201 Sheriff Service ICE Capital Outlay. And I'll make a motion to table it.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Item 14, discussion and possible action on having Crystal Creek test for mold at the Sheriff's Department building.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
We pulled some vents down and it's black moldy looking stuff. I just wanna be careful. None of us need that over there, especially me.
Yeah.
So,
Did we not, has there been a problem before we've done all the renovation?
We-
That's what I'm concerned about, is we've spent like $1.5 million over there.
we
And are we
tested
gonna have to-
downstairs in the
yeah.
basement because we thought we had mold and it come back negative. But as far as the vents, I don't think that was ever tested because it's the same venting stuff over there, so.
We've never removed the vent covers.
Yeah,
We were having weird flow issues, like it was blowing out more where it hadn't before, and it prompted us to remove the thing, we're like, holy.
yeah,
There's no telling how much mold is in this building.
oh, yeah.
We're breathing in every single day.
In the courthouse and every building we probably own.
No kidding.
I got a quote this morning from Crystal Creek. It was like 2,500. I thought it was a little bit high. I reached out to a new company that me and Bill sat with. I have them to be put on the agenda on August 24th. But anyway, I got their all their liability and their W-9. We haven't put them on the vendors list yet, but they quoted us at probably about 1,500 to do it, to just the testing alone, when Crystal Creek was gonna be 25. So, depending on what route you guys wanna go, we can get that, turned into the purchasing order and get them on the vendors list and get them out here, their, BMS, Cat, Abby, and, Whittaker.
Hey Mike, how much was that company that I used at District 1? It wasn't, what company was it? It wasn't that much.
I remember, I'll have to look back at my emails and see. I think yours was like 1,200.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, it
1,000,
wasn't a whole lot.
But it was,
I can't remember what company it was though. They're already on the vendor list cause I used them.
Well, you brought up that, how much money we have spent, but we've gotta operate too.
Well, I
You know,
just
and-
meant, I hope we
money-
don't have to tear out any of this
Well, and I hope
renovation that
we
we
don't
put
either.
in. Yeah,
But the money that this county's spending on all these other buildings and stuff, my building runs 24/7.
right. No,
So, you know, bringing money up what we're spending, that's an operational deal. We have to operate. So, you know,
I
that's
understand
kind
that.
of offensive.
and so does this courthouse, and we've gotta
Yeah.
renovate this courthouse too.
I understand that too.
But I just hope that that there's not any, and that if there is, we're not tearing out all this renovation we did.
I totally agree. Believe me, I totally
Because we
agree.
won't have the money to put it back, because we are starting this courthouse.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
I also got a quote from CertPro for just the cleaning. They haven't, sent me a quote for the, testing. They will have to get somebody else to do that. But it would be 3,200.
And ServPro cleans it out, right?
Yes, they'll clean all the ductings and everything, get all that, cleaned out for us too. If it tests, positive for mold.
I make a motion for, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just make a motion that we go on and get find out who could do the testing, see what they need to do.
I say if it's a state contract and low bid, I say absolutely.
Yeah, look,
$2,500, I disagree. I don't think $2,500,
Yeah,
that's,
kinda high.
that's
Yeah.
real
I
high.
can't remember that company, but it seemed like we had it in like, it wasn't very long and it was like $1,000 or $1,200.
Well, I think whenever they tested the basement, it was like $800, $900.
yeah.
Yeah.
And all they do is take a machine down there
Yeah,
and stick it down
everything's
there.
gone.
Yeah,
40%
everything's
up.
gone up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I make I second Ruth's motion.
Zach,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes,
Gary,
Yes.
Item 15, discussion and possible approval of removing Brenda Bryant and adding Michael McDaniel Senior as receiving officer for the Highway Budget Requisition Department.
make motion to approve.
Second it. Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Item 16, discussion of possible approval of removing Verna Polito and adding Patsy Lynn as receiving officer for the Virgin Senior Citizens Requisition Department.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Item 17, discussion and possible approval of a mutual ratification of lease agreement between Stanley Systems and Grady County.
This is for the copier that the commissioners have in there. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Who signs this one?
Yours, that, you.
I think it's commissioners.
Hey, on that mold at your barn, it was through Servpro who did the test, but, Willowbrook paid for that.
I opened a PO, I got original quote and PO for it, so
Okay.
I think we just ended up canceling, but I think it was $1,000.
Okay, I'll have Sydney look, but it was Servpro who did the test.
I'd go ahead and have them.
And there, and Michael Jenkins is over Serpro. He told me they would have to go out and get another person to do this because they're so backed up with so much work. So I'm assuming that the other ones that are gonna do it was gonna cost 25. And so, I reached out to, Abby Whittaker, and, she sent me that quote that it would be about 1,500 for them to do it, to get it tested.
Okay,
But it's whichever route you guys wanna go.
the cheapest and most efficient combination.
Yeah.
Item 18, discussion and possible approval of a quote from Digi for Grady County ACC and ACM upgrade license for the sheriff's office.
So as y'all know, we've been having issues with the courthouse door. Not only, there were some mechanical issues that were resolved, but we are having intermittent issues with people's cards shutting off. We are currently using, and those two systems are combined, the door system and the camera system. And, we are having intermittent issues with people's cards just randomly being deactivated. We still have not figured out what the problem is. The contractor, which is Digi, has told us that we probably need to upgrade the software, and that may resolve the issues. It's not guaranteed, but we are working on older versions of software. Last year, we replaced the camera server. It broke, and so it is a newer server, but it's still running off the older software as well. The door control server was installed 2 years ago, I believe, and there has been an upgrade to the, or a newer, system put in since then, and that's why we're still running off the older software on the door controls.
Do we wanna do this now or wait till we get back into the courthouse? We're hoping to have judges moved by the end of December.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm right there with you, I understand. We may look at during the process, at the very end, look at getting it upgraded, so that way whenever we do come back in, that everything's upgraded and run. It's deactivated my card, y'all's not the only ones.
Yeah.
I'm the dang sheriff, and
Yeah.
mine gets deactivated quite often. I call him like, what is going on? So.
Yeah, I know I come through and go underneath the things every now and then.
Yeah.
I just wondered if
Yeah.
it's something that we could wait.
I mean, we can always wait.
Yeah.
It's not, we're
It's
not.
running right
yeah.
now, and like I said, if we have issues, Corey usually can get in there and, fix it. If not, then we go to Digi and they get it fixed. I'm kinda like you, I think at the very end of this project, is when we upgrade everything. So whenever we come back into the building that, we've got new and it's upgraded. They may come up with another upgrade before
That's what I
then.
was just- exactly what I was
Computers, they
fixing to say.
upgrade all the time, systems, they upgrade all the time, they're always working on something, so.
And it's just like the cameras. I mean, we have some cameras out here in the building that we haven't replaced because they don't even make those cameras. They haven't made those cameras in 5 years.
Yeah.
And do they work? Yeah, they work, but like the new one on this side of the building, oh my gosh, it is so clear.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of it. It's just one of those things, if y'all wanna move forward, I mean, I don't mind going and resetting cards. It happens almost daily now.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things, so.
Well, and we might can tell them if your card doesn't go off, call Corey, it's no big
Yeah.
deal, but go over and go under.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm assuming CMS has Digi's information, do you know?
I don't know.
I'll send that to Brandy just to make sure that she.
Yeah. And like I said, right before, whenever we decide we're gonna do this, we'll get with Digi, make sure the numbers are all still good. Cause like I said, they may come and say, no, we've upgraded again, so we may have to look at it different, so. Cause the big thing is security, guys, I just wanna make sure everybody's protected here and that everything's working right. Because if we have a camera that's not where y'all are parking, then that's an issue to me. I've gotta watch, in case nuts, I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you, starts trying to, with what we got going on.
We're not
you
the
never-
most appreciated folks in the world at the
So,
moment.
Yeah. There is a city council meeting tonight in Amber.
yes. And I'm gonna get with the chief there and see if we need to put a few extra deputies there tonight. Yeah, so,
If we can, cause I wouldn't mind upgrading,
Yes.
it's just the only thing that worries me is, since we're gonna try to be out in December, that when we come back, there's gonna be another upgrade, so
Yes.
if we could skip, see
It'll
if we
be
can.
2 years if everything goes right on this remodel.
Yeah.
And that'd be.
You said if everything
If
goes
everything
right.
goes right,
If that's
so call it 3.
yeah. I just say table it, and it's just me suggesting to y'all, just to table it until we get to that point where,
We can just take no action and put it back on there when we get there.
yeah.
So, I'm sure Corey has nothing better to do than reset cards.
It's became pretty easy now, cause I know exactly where to go in, I'm like, there it is, there it is.
Hey, it's my exercise to dip underneath those
Well, I'll
little
tell you,
nuts.
since we brought Brian on in operation, it's freed him up to do a lot of my administrative stuff that we need done, and especially this computer stuff, he's a whiz at this.
And I know it's a hassle.
Oh, it is, and it's just one of those, you should, everything's in there and it's all how it's supposed to be, and then there's one little place, it's the same place every time. It goes from activated to deactivated, and couldn't tell you why.
Mine shows blue every now and then, but it still lets me in.
Mine will show blue and then it won't do nothing, I have to call
Won't let
him.
me in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, we'll take no action on that until we get moved back into the courthouse, unless something crazy happens between now. Thank you all. Y'all have a great day.
I'll get her to email,
Yes, I'll be
her to email,
I wanna talk to
you
you.
guys. I'll get Kelly to email you guys.
Okay.
See y'all later.
Y'all take care, guys.
See y'all.
Item 19, discussion and possible approval of moving a District 3 employee from part-time to full-time and setting his salary.
Okay, on this, I have a part-time that I wanna move up to full-time. The other prospect that, I was gonna hire full-time, he didn't work out, so. I wanna move the part-time salary from $17.50 to $18.50. So I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Yes.
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 Item 20, discussion and possible action to use the county's deductible fund account to cover a claim of damage to a construction vehicle in a hailstorm.
Make motion to approve.
Second. Yes.
So what do I do with that truck now?
Yes.
What does he do with the truck now? Does he
I have no idea. Do you know, Bill, I know you
Yeah.
just recently been with.
ACO may have sent you
Yeah, I got
all
it.
the forms that say, hey, this is how much it's gonna cost, blah, blah, blah. And then you just can call the deal, whoever's gonna fix it. I'm gonna take mine to Parham this morning after this, cause I already have all those forms, and her name was, Angie? Anyway, I can tell you, show you,
And
Cause-
Parham's does all the sheriff's.
yeah, that's why I said, that's easy. So she sent me all the approved documents and said, just take it somewhere. Okay,
Yeah, I gave all that to Keely, so.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
yeah, it's different. Cause mine's like $9,000 or something.
And I still had my truck that we had talked before Ruth, and you told me to wait, and so I've been seeing everybody bringing their vehicles, and I was like, okay, maybe it's a good time to do it before it gets too far back
Yeah.
on it, so.
Yeah, you might wanna, I don't know what the process is, just call an ACO.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll
we
help
don't
him.
do.
Okay.
And then if he
We don't
needs
have
to,
to.
Ask the bill.
I'll ask Bill, I'll
Ask
give
Bill.
him Bill.
if needed, he'll just put it on the
Bill
agenda.
help Bobby.
Yes, sir.
I need a lot of help.
Okay, item 21, discussion and possible approval of depositing an EFT received from the Department of Emergency Management related to FEMA DR-4438 for reimbursement of management costs as follows. PW1118 in the amount of $3,397.30 into highway budget payroll.
Motion to approve.
This is the same thing we talked about last week.
Yeah.
And, instead of splitting it in the two different accounts, we felt like it was best to just go put it into the District 4 payroll account, because that's where Bobby's been paid out of anyway, and since it's kind of a reimbursement for his administrative costs.
Works for me.
Sounds good.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Alright, item 22, discussion and possible approval of utility pipeline road crossing permits, water line fast line permits, and driveway 10-horn permits.
I don't have any.
No action. Item 23, discussion and possible approval of blanket purchase orders. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
There's a copy of those purchase orders.
Ruth, do we have a
Yes.
permit, or was it just a check for a permit?
Well, I'm looking for it. I don't know if Rebecca dropped it. It was just a check.
Okay, okay,
I don't know if she dropped it off up front or if I lost it from this folder.
okay. I'm sorry.
I'm looking.
Ruth?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Item 24, discussion and possible approval of county officer monthly reports. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
That's yours.
Item 25, discussion and possible approval of the estimated needs, request for appropriations, and transfer of appropriations. I will make that motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Did you get any of those
Everyone what?
monthly reports?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 4.
I'm on top of this game. No? I'm with them, I'm looking at. Maybe confident about it.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.